for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Hi, so I'm going to start with a really simple demo using the palette. I am going to use this cream colored shadow to set my concealer all from my lid to my brow bone. And then for depth, the only two colors I'm going to use are in the first row from the left, the first one and the third one. I'll dip into this one for some depth and then buff it out with this one, but those are the only two colors that I'm going to be using in this demo. Starting off with that first one, going right into the outer corner. And I am going all the way to the inner corner as well. Now I've got that lighter color in the third. And I am just gonna buff that out with this. This is such a simple look. You know, I just really thought, oh my gosh, this is a brown, grungy looking palette. Everyone is going to be doing the same dang thing no matter how we do it. I mean, I'm just going to do something simple this time. If you guys request something a little bit more difficult, then I have no problems doing that. But for this little video, I just want to do something simple. I think we forget, especially those of us doing videos, that simple is still pretty too. You can just use one palette, one eyeshadow, and you can still get pretty. You don't have to have a cut crease with the glitter. Make sure you get it on that lower lash line too. And that's it for the shadows. I'm going to draw out some winged liner. I want this to be kind of extreme. I'm using the Physicians Formula Eye Booster.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Alright, and then I'm going to do my eyelashes and my mascara and stuff off camera, and then I'll come back and talk to you guys. Alright, so I have finished my eyes. Like I said, I did a really simple look. So now I want to talk to you guys about the multi-use possibilities with all of these colors. Whether you like to use warm bronzers, cool tone contours, we're going to do it all today. So first I want to bronze. So the only difficulties I see with using this palette to bronze or contour is how small the pans are, but I'm just going to be really careful. I am going to go into this shade right here. And this is just a contour brush from my Vanity Planet set that I just recently purchased. And I am just going to take that lightly at first because I'm not really sure how well this is going to go on to my face. I have already used a cream bronzer, so that is already on my face, but we're just going to go over it. Alright, so I definitely think that that looks good. It's a good tone. Ooh. You guys know I love a multi-use video. It's just taking just a little bit too, just to get a little contour on. These are super pigmented, so I wouldn't go too harsh in the pan. I'm just literally dabbing, I'm tapping it on my arm and then using it. Yeah, something's definitely going on with the foundation on my nose, so we'll just ignore that. Alright, so then for bronzer, I do love these little e.l.f. brushes, and it is small enough for the pan. So for warm bronzer, I'm going to go ahead with this one right here. I know it's pretty orangey, but it looks a lot like the NYX matte bronzer, and there's actually a little bit of shimmer in here that's actually going to look pretty good on my face, I think. Same, just dabbing it in there and then tapping it off. This could be like one of those bronzers that we use as a blush too. Oh, oh, it's okay. We're gonna blend it out. All right, then I'm also gonna highlight. I'm gonna use this champagne-y looking shade right here. I've already tried this, so I know how great this is. Use it on my cheekbones, and as you can see, that is intense. I really want to know why Morphe doesn't make highlighters yet. I'm gonna dip into that other cream color in here. It's just a little bit darker. And I'm just gonna use that on the edge right here. Just so you guys can see the difference in that. If you have a little bit deeper skin tone than me, then this one will look really good on you. I'm gonna go ahead and spray myself down. So I have never actually reviewed or done a video on a Morphe palette. I don't know why, but the 35O and the M and all that, I had the 35P for a little while. Ended up breaking it down and just taking the shadows out of it that I actually used. But when I saw this palette, I was like, you know what? I'm going to use every color in there. If you like a grungy, smoky eye, I mean, this is the only palette you'll ever need, like, for real. You know, when I was looking at this palette, I really, really liked all the warm tones and the cool tones and the deeper ones, all the transition colors in here. And then on the opposite end, I really liked all the different shimmers. I actually have the Morphe Natural Beauty palette, and I can tell you that the difference between the quality in that palette and this one is incredible. This palette has really, really good pigmentation. I didn't find anything that I used chalky. No, I didn't use every single color in here, but I have done like 5 to 6 looks already using this palette. Today I just did a really simple one because I did want to show you the multi-use video and I didn't want it to be too long, but I will go ahead and swatch. I'm going to do a couple of the shimmers. Here is one of the coppers. Here is the lightest cream. Here is a little bit of a deeper cream, and then here is one of the golds. I mean, I'm barely touching them, and that's how incredible they show up. From my experience with the Morphe shimmers, I didn't feel that like butteriness. The only one that I could complain about is this one right here. To me, it looks like it's like a very, very, very deep brown shimmer with some bronze shimmers in there. But when it goes on, it just looks black and it doesn't look so shimmery. I did apply it wet once and that did help it. You don't need to apply it wet for that pigment, but to get it to look more metallic, you do. And there is an extreme amount of fallout with this shade, which, because of the butteriness of it, when you go to wipe it away, it's destroyed anything that you have left. The mattes are so impressive with this palette, and that's what I hated the most with the other Morphe palette that I had, the N Natural Beauty palette. I mean, I don't think that they swatch as great as they went on my eyes. I have no problems. They blend incredibly. They build up well. There's not an extreme amount of fallout, but there is a decent, there's fallout, which I'm not mad at all. I'm the first one to say that. I'm just not really interested in Morphe's products as a consumer. I could review them for you guys. I do understand that everyone's having like a Morphe issue these days. I don't agree with that so much. I do think that once people like jump on a bandwagon of hate, that it kind of builds up incredibly quickly. This palette is really, really, really good. I think that they redeemed themselves with me in this palette. When I had the Natural Beauty palette, I was so disappointed, but this one is truly amazing. The shimmers are a lot like the Juvia's Place shimmers to me. They're very buttery, very glide on, and they do that with the brush as well. You do not have to use these shimmers wet, which is, I'm saying something, you know what I mean? The only thing that I would complain about, and that's just me being like that consumer, that guy, is that this cream color is the only one, and it is really warm. It's a little dark as well. I do wish that they had maybe a lighter cream in here as well. I can see having this one, but maybe have two creams. I use Cream Puff from Morphe, and they are very far away. So here is Cream Puff next to the one that's in here. So as you can see, this one is pretty dark. It did work for me, so I'm not complaining too much. Like I said, I'm very impressed with this. I like how you can easily clean the palette. Sure, it does get dirty easily, but it also cleans very easily. Whew. It's been so long since I filmed. I'm having such a difficult time not sounding like a robot. I'm loving these like baby puke shimmers right here. Let me just show you. I went around like 3 times to get this swatch, and now let me just show you. I mean, that's pretty that's pretty awesome, and I really like that color actually. There's a lot of moisture behind these shimmers, and I really, really, really appreciate that. As I demonstrated in the multi-use part of this, you can use this for cool tone contours, you can use this for some warm bronzers, you can use this for your smoky eyes, you can use this for your grungy eyes, you can use this for like one color like I did. I used 3 colors in my eyes today. It was really simple. You can use these shimmers, you can do cut creases. I'm sure there's tons of tutorials out there doing all the beautiful things imaginable, but I really, really, really like this palette, guys. I think that if you are just like your average beauty user and you just like some grungy eyes, you got to pick this one up. I mean, it was only $22. I always use the MUA Nina code because I just really like her on Instagram, but there are so many codes out there, so you can definitely save some money. For $22.99, I believe, is what this retails for. It's pretty good. Shipping included, I think it made it like $26, and it got to me within like a week, I want to say. I hope you guys like this quick video, and thank you so much for watching.